Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Smith McClure. How are you?
Hey Casey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So why don't you tell everybody about who you are and what you do?
So my name's Smith McClure. I'm a senior this year, and I play football, basketball, run track, and yeah.
So what high school do you go to?
So we're a 3A high school in Western Wyoming called Star
Okay.
Valley High School.
Yeah. So I know you just wrapped up a pretty good football season. Kind of talk about how that went.
It went kind of according to plan. We started out our preseason games in Idaho with some tough competition. Then we got into regular season. We just started keeping this win streak going and ended up going 12-0 undefeated with the state championship. So went just as we wanted.
Yeah. So this is winning a state championship, and this is actually the third time um, that Star Valley has won the 3A state championship in the state of Wyoming. What was that like for you uh, to go to go win it? And this is actually the second time you've actually played in this game and stuff like that. What was that like for you to be the starting QB and to come home with another title?
It was pretty good feeling, especially my brother left a legacy here. He kind of became known as the best quarterback that our high school's ever seen. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot of expectation on my shoulders last year and coming into this year. And I think really I handled it well, but I'd say my team put a lot of that on their shoulders and helped me handle it. So it feels pretty good to have it end this way, 12-0 and the state championship.
Yeah. What was it like learning and following in the footsteps of your older brother and stuff like that?
Um, he was around. I was around for most of his senior year, so I kind of got some mental reps when he was in there, and after that, I took over, and he stayed for midway through last season before he left on his LDS mission. So he mentored me a little bit then and helped me get a hold of the reins, and then after that, I just kind of figured it out, and things started clicking into my senior year.
Yeah. Okay, so being at your senior year, probably, last game that you're gonna play, what was that like in high school? What was that like for you to go in and even though that you won, it's like this is the last time that I'm gonna play high school football. I gotta go out with a bang, and you did.
It feels awesome, and I feel like it's very satisfying. We put in a lot of work in the off season, and I've built up for 4 years in high school to be the athlete that I am. So an outcome like that's awesome. So very satisfying.
Yeah. So I know that, coming into this, how did you really, I know obviously your brother was a QB and now that's what you want to do, but how did you become a QB?
Well, I'll be honest, in middle school as a wide receiver, and then I kind of got transitioned into QB once they saw how good my brother is. So that's basically where the roots were planted, was him being a QB, and then I transferred. But honestly, I didn't know I really had that kind of a talent. I didn't know I had an arm, but my arm combined with my legs was made me pretty athletic and pretty dual threat in the backfield. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of a running back quarterback mix is how I describe and how they liked or what they liked and why they picked me as quarterback.
Okay. What is your, okay, all right. What's your favorite play to run? Like as a QB?
Ooh, there's so many. Scoring a lot of touchdowns, it's hard to pick. Um, Double moves. I love throwing double moves, like out and ups and stop and goes and stuff, post corners. Those are fun to throw. Deep
Absolutely.
balls like that. So
Yeah. Okay. So, being a senior this year, um, of course, obviously next year is a lot of exciting, but obviously as but before we kind of get into what the plan is next year, I want to know something like how did you first off get your name? That's there's a story behind it.
yeah. So my parents, when they named me, they we have a prophet in our history of our church. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints,
Yep.
or we're known kind of as Mormons. We've kind of transitioned to a new name.
Okay.
But we had a prophet back in our history. His name was Joseph Fielding Smith. And so my parents thought it was cool to name their kid Smith, so that's where I got it. And my middle name is actually also Fielding, which is where
That's
that comes from.
really, really cool. Um,
Thank you.
so I know that obviously I know you want to continue your college football career, but obviously as as of course as your brother did, of course you're going to go on your own mission in the next few years. Just are you nervous about going there? And you don't know where you're going and stuff like that. You're going to be away for a few years. What's that going to be like for you to kind of go out and bind yourself?
Yeah, it's definitely a little nerve-wracking. I've never been away from my parents or my family, and so there's definitely a lot of pressure there, but I feel like it's handled well by me putting faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and my Father in heaven. So I feel like I'll be okay.
Yeah. Also, of course, you were awarded, after the season, you get that's when all the awards get handed out, and you were the Max Preps Player of the Year in the whole state of Wyoming. And obviously, I know, there's a lot of people that went into this too. Obviously, your teammates, coaches, and everybody else.
Yeah, I kind of like the saying, uh, an award for one is an award for all. It's not just my award, my name's up there, but obviously it's not. I got guys blocking for me. I got guys catching the football. I got a awesome defense putting up or stopping teams to under 14 points every game. So it's easy to win football games and look good when you got people around you that make you look good.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Smith. What does football mean to you?
Honestly, it's been part of my life since like fifth grade. So just growing up feels weird that it's over now because like I feel like I've kind of like lost a purpose a little bit. Like now I don't have high school football. I don't know what to do in the afternoons with all this time on my hands and stuff. But I feel like it's a little relieving that it's over and that it went out as good as or we went out with a bang as well as we did.
Yeah,
But yeah, it definitely means a lot. It goes God's or God, family, and then football.
absolutely. What is uh what is Wyoming high school football like for people that may not know? Just what's it like just to play in, and what's for people that may have for may not know, like what is it like?
Um, it's honestly how I define it is very physical. Up here in Western Wyoming gets cold and like in the freezing temperatures, negatives during kickoff sometimes. Playing under the lights behind your community up in the stands. It's really, I define it as physical and just hard football. Like when it gets this cold, you just got to be physical. Whichever team is more physical is the one that wins.
Absolutely. All right. Well, how do you like mentally I don't know if I like how do you like mentally get ready for a game?
Um, it's actually a good question because I took a sports psychology class this fall that helps me kind of with that. And a
Yeah.
lot of times I like to stay off my phone all day. A lot of mental preparation, thinking of things that could go good or bad. Going through scenarios in my head just help me prepare. And then I love listening to music, any pump up songs before the games. Love that kind of stuff.
Okay. Most important question I gotta ask you. What's on Smith's playlist?
Oh. Anything Kendrick Lamar. Love me some Kendrick.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get to know you some more, Smith. How about that? Okay, so who's your favorite player? This can be any sport.
Ooh, I like Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay. All
That's
right.
actually a good question too. I love me some Dirk Nowitzki. So
Of course, someone liked watching the Mavericks back in the day.
heck
Uh,
yeah.
who's your favorite team? Like, I know you're in Wyoming. I know there's no professional sports teams out in
Right.
the area, but who do you like to root for?
Football or basketball?
Uh,
Either.
let's go both. Like I'm really interested.
NFL, I like Seattle Seahawks. I loved watching Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch back in the
Legion of Boom
2000s.
days and all that.
Heck yeah. That's when
Absolutely.
I was like 8 or 9 and I saw him playing the Super Bowl and I'm like, I'm gonna stick with this team. So it
Okay.
was cool.
Okay.
And then for basketball, I don't really have a like certain favorite. I really like the Trailblazers. I kind
Okay.
of am sad that Damian Lillard moved out of there, but I like the Trailblazers. They're cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Portland's always yeah, that's a good team. That's you never know. We'll see what Chauncey can do with with that team in the next few years. So,
Yep.
favorite movie.
Ooh, I like Ford versus Ferrari. I'm also kind of a car guy. I like cars, so.
Um, what's your favorite type of car? You don't have to own it. You just have to answer it.
So actually, I do own a Camaro, 2010 Camaro, so it's
That's
my
really
favorite.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. What was the best moment this season for you?
I'd say the last kneel down in the state championship was pretty cool. We had some players that couldn't make it on the field, like in a real competition, real match because of some injuries, some
Yeah,
seniors that were out for the season. So that kneel down was pretty special, got me a little emotional. So it's
absolutely.
cool.
Yeah. Um, what will you miss most about high school football?
Ooh. Probably camp, preseason camp. It was really fun. We have a week where we just go without our phones and without girls, so to hang out with the boys and build connections was fun. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
miss that.
All right. And let's end it on this. What's something people don't know about you?
Um, I know I put on kind of like the city kid look and I drive a Camaro, but I'm actually a ranch kid. I got some cows, some chickens, and some dogs. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. Lot,
yeah,
lot, lot of stuff to do around there.
yep.
That's actually really cool. All right.
Thank you.
Well, Smith, thank you so much for the time as always. But congrats on a great season. Congrats on winning another state championship. And let's talk to you again sometime.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me, Casey. It's been an honor.